So did they do it? Did they push the Hubbard Scientology Nation of Islam? Is Will Smith back? Can we forget the slap? What is happening with my bad boys? Well, it's interesting. Having seen some of the major reviews by Jeremy Jahns, Stuckman, and some of the other big ones, as well as some of the smaller reviews, it's very strange. So the early reviews were, this is the greatest thing of all time. But now that the film is about to release, it's more like, yeah, it's pretty good, but it has a few big issues. So what are the big issues? Well, it's insanely derivative. Even people who are positive are like, oh, it's just basically borrowing a lot from, as I predicted in my trailer reaction, The Fugitive. They use a lot of The Fugitive. They're using little bits and pieces of 90s culture, which is like, okay, that's kind of weird because it's a 90s film. So be it. So it's kind of a weak plot. There are a lot of plots apparently, and there's a big mystery, but if you pay attention, you'll solve the mystery very early. So the plot and even some of the jokes are kind of lame, but it does have a few good action scenes. Even people who don't like it are like, yeah, some action is decent, some jokes were decent. So getting to the Will Smith question, ironically, Martin Lawrence is getting a lot of praise, but not Will. Now they're changing the character a little bit. And I know Bad Boys from Bad Boys 1 and 2, where Will's character was kind of generic action guy, but he's very positive, very optimistic. They've changed that. I can see from behind the scenes he's definitely trying to put in a lot of work to give an effort, but it is what it is. He's under a lot of pressure now because he's lost a lot of support and a lot of allies. But a lot of people are now saying, let's forgive Will, let's move on. It was a little incident. He was protecting a black, beautiful woman who's a Scientologist. He was protecting his Hubbard Nation of Islam woman. You know, in Islamic cultures and Scientology cultures, women's are very valuable. Okay, whatever. Listen, Scientology and Nation of Islam are pretty dangerous cults. So subsidizing them, I think, is a bad idea. But that is me. But that said, there doesn't appear to be too much propaganda. Like with After Earth, people think that's not a Will Smith project. Somehow he was tricked into it. No, that's his project. He made up the story. They're not doing too much propaganda in this. Is it worth it as a Bad Boys fan? Well, a lot of people are saying you need to see Bad Boys 3 because they're really continuing the story. But I did not see Bad Boys 3. I've only seen the first two. I'm a little bit lost. The first one's a classic. Second one was disappointing, but it still has Michael Bay's really strong style. These new directors, they are trying. Some parts do seem promising, but I don't know. It just seems kind of weak and lame. But again, if you just want a popcorn movie, apparently Bad Boys does the trick. There you go. But if you were expecting the greatest action film, the greatest comedy of all time, nah. So I'm more excited for Eddie Murphy coming back. I'd say see Furiosa. But I can't lie. I'm trying to be honest with my reviews. And I've got to see the film to make the final judgment. But it looks better than Garfield. Like Garfield, Madame Web, it does look better than that. I can't say it's worse than those films. But I'm not expecting a really great film. But hey, maybe it'll be fun enough. I can't say pay for it. But, you know, seems like it's good enough. Wait for streaming. Oh yeah, that's right. Jeremy Jahns was like, yeah, you know, it's if you can pay for it. But if you just want to wait for streaming, it's more of a rent it than see it. But given Will's activities, I say don't rent it either. Just wait a while. The way things are now, it'll be there in like 8 weeks. Just relax. But if you want to take your chances, Bad Boys. It's the okay action movie of the summer. There we are.